Hey there everyone, it's Diane from Stamping with Diane in Innisfil, Ontario. If you caught my video a couple of days ago, my unboxing video, you saw me open up the Eyelet Blooms Die, which is the product of the month for April. And you also saw me open up Brushed with Beauty 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. So I thought I'm gonna make something with you using these two products. We're also going to use the banner sayings set that comes along as a bundle with the banner punch. And this is a nice narrow banner with a flag on both sides, one side or a point on the other, and it will fit all of these sentiments. So what I'm going to start with is a piece of our very vanilla thick paper, and the way I set up for cards is I like to use the scoring at 4 1/4 scoring blade, and then I cut at 5 1/2, and that gives me 2 pages ready to go, 2 card fronts. So I put the mountain in the middle, the bump there. I like to press it up against this lip so I get it nice and tight, grab my bone folder, and then secure down that nice crisp edge. So there we go, we've got our front, and now I'm cutting just a normal size layer of basic beige in and it is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and this is where we're going to use the Eyelet Bloom dies. Now, because it is a full sheet die, very intricate, I'm going to take a bounce sheet or a dryer sheet and just give it a little wipe down first on the bumpy side, and then I'm going to run it through my die cut and emboss machine. And here we go. Here's what it looks like, and you can see some of the holes are poked out. I'm going to take my brush from my stamping tool, and I know I could attach it to the whole piece, but I just like to give it a little bit of a brush here, and it's going to pop out some of those pieces, not all of them, and that's okay. And we'll flip it over. You're gonna see, okay, not all of them, not as many came out, so I can brush it right on the surface. I'm actually even just giving it a little bit of a crinkle. There we go. So isn't this unique? Very different than any of the dies that we've had in the past. Next, I'm going to choose a couple of sheets of this beautiful designer series paper. I love that the one side is floral or quite patterned intricately with some foliage and flowers, and then the other side is a painted look as if it's done with a palette or a brush. So these are the two sheets that I've chosen, and I'm going to use the stylish dies, and I've just chosen 2 different circles. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut a floral out of the large circle, and then I really like the back of this as well, so I'm going to use this the next size down smaller circle for that one, and I'm also going to use the same smaller circle on this one. So I'll just go ahead and run those through the machine. And the next step is I'm going to stamp a sentiment on a piece of the very vanilla, and I've chosen this from the banner sayings, and I've chosen Sending My Love. So I'm just centering it there, giving some space on either side. I have a few friends who are going through some tough stuff right now, so I think Sending My Love would be a nice one. So here we go. I've just used a strip. I can line it right up here in the banner punch, and I'll use the double flagged end. Get that sitting there. I think that looks pretty straight. And pop. There we go. All right, so now we're just going to assemble this card. Now, if you'd like, if these little holes popped out, take the pointy end of your Take Your Pick tool and put it on your pierce mat, and that gives you some space there underneath. Now, I don't want them all popped, just want a few more popped out. Use my brush one more time here, get these loose pieces off. Okay, and we're ready to build. So let's put this first layer on. And we're going to, has anybody ordered this? Have you tried it? This is my first time trying it, but I really do love the look. Here's my circles that I've die cut. And I'm thinking maybe something like that. It's a very simple design. I'm sure you've seen it or used it yourself in the past. It's a very flexible layout, so I use this one quite a bit with my classes because I find the participants in my class like to kind of change things up and make it their own, and this layout really allows them to do that. There we go. And we've got Sending My Love. Now, I found in my ribbon box, I think this is probably some old olive ribbon. It might not be current, but I'm not worried about that. So what I do, if you notice that, I make it look like a bow without actually tying the bow. So it's just a over top. Take my label, run this across the back, and there we go. And we'll add dimensionals to that, which is going to hold that into place a little bit more. Looks like I'm at the end of a dimensional sheet here. I love it when I get down to this point. It means I've used it all and used it well. Here we go. Now, not great at keeping things straight, so I've got my grid here underneath. And following at the dotted and the dotted. There we go. Okay, now let's see if I can find some bling to add. Okay, and I've got these glossy matte or moody palette dots. This green might be nice, or I've just got the little gold. You know what, I'm thinking gold. These probably are no longer available, Gilded Gems, but I'm sure you have something gold in your collection. And I'll use my palette tip end here. And let's pop a couple of gold bling on here. So this, again, this embossing, or this die, I want to call it an embossing folder. The die is $5 for the month of April if you place a $100 order. So it's not hard to come up with $100, especially with all these beautiful new in colors that we have. Okay, so feel free to shop with DianeThatcher.stampinup.net. And there is a simple card, but what a beautiful die. Hope you like it. Take care. Bye for now.